Hi there, welcome to Steno with Computer Knowledge. Get daily practice for typing and Steno dictations to boost your exam success. Subscribe now for regular updates, and don't forget to like and share this video.
Ready? Start. This revision petition is filed under section 397, read with 399 of CRPC in order to set aside the order dated 18/8/2023 in CC number 899/2018 passed by Additional Civil Judge and JMFC, Madikeri, to the extent of convicting for lesser offence and imposing inadequate compensation, and convict the respondent by imposing double the check amount as compensation to the appellant, and to allow the petition in the ends of justice. Para 2. The brief facts of the case is as follows: the revision petitioner has filed criminal case against the respondent, alleging for the offence under section 138 of NI Act, before additional JMFC, at Madikeri, and same has been registered in CC number 899/2018. The trial court, by passing the judgment on 18/8/2023, convicted the respondent and sentenced to pay the fine amount of Rs 2,09,000 only, out of which, a sum of Rs 2,07,000 shall be paid to the petitioner, and a sum of Rs 2,000 shall be defrayed to the state towards prosecution expenses, in default to pay the said fine, the respondent shall undergo simple imprisonment for a period of 6 months. Para 3. The petitioner has been highly aggrieved by the said judgment and order passed by the trial court, preferred this revision petition for the following grounds. Para. The impugned judgment, to the extent of convicting the respondent for lesser offence and imposing adequate compensation, is contrary to law, materials on record and also the evidence on record, the conclusions reached by the trial court to the extent of convicting for the lesser offense and imposing the compensation is contrary to law, materials on record and also the evidence on record, the conclusions reached by the trial court is perverse in law and not sustainable, the trial court has committed a grave error in law and facts by passing the judgment and order, the trial court has erred by not appreciating the evidence of the appellant properly, the trial court ought to have come to the conclusion that the respondent has agreed to pay the entire check amount of Rs 5 lakh with compensation of Rs 2,50,000 in total for Rs 7,50,000 before the settlement, before the Lok Adalat, and passed the award to that effect, The trial court has not considered that aspect even though the entire record pertaining to the said settlement award is on record, The trial court ought to have held that the respondent has not entered the witness box and failed to adduce any defense evidence, The trial court ought to have held that the act of the respondent during the period of enquiry is sufficient to hold that respondent is liable to convict and to pay the double amount of the check as compensation to the petitioner, The facts and circumstances of this case are fit to award double the check amount as compensation, The trial court ought to have convicted the respondent by imposing the double amount of the check as compensation to the appellant, The impugned judgment and order are otherwise untenable under law, Already the petitioner has filed the criminal appeal before the Pearl District and Session Judge under Section 372 of CRPC, and later come to knowledge that due to oversight, the said appeal has been preferred and later on withdrawn the same. However, in order to avoid the complication pertaining to the limitation, a separate application has been filed. Therefore, pays to call for the records and to set aside the judgment and orders passed by the trial court dated 18/8/2023 in CC number 899/2018 in the ends of justice. Para 4. Notice was issued to the respondent and trial court records were called for. Para 5. Heard the counsel for the revision petitioner. Para. Whether the revision petitioner has made out a case in order to set aside the orders passed by the trial court dated 18/8/2023 in CC number 89/2018. ? Stop.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more typing and steno videos. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for updates.